GOOGANS Central. F you, dude.
Stay out the creek.
Dude, this is... I cannot believe this. This is... Dude, look at it. Lesson number 1.
Googans are evil.
What a giant bog.
Nice. Love that go.
Should have worn my pink shorts. Yo guys, welcome to mikeybalzz Fishing. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I welcome you to GOOGANS Central. For all those who don't know what a googan is, because there's a lot of misconceptions. A googan is not Andrew Flair. I mean, they're the Googan squad and, you know, those guys. But they're like halfway cool. But a googan, a true googan, like the legend of the googan, is somebody that freaking comes up and steals your spots. Like, they don't want to put the work in. They're just lazy. And if you really want the true definition of a googan, check out the link. Freaking, I'm gonna show you what the true definition of a googan is and how to combat googanism. There's a link to a video, and trust me, you're gonna want to watch it. So we're out on the lake today. We got out here, dude, and at one point there was 7 boats around us. 7 boats in like a square acre. It's kind of a joke. I mean, I knew it would come to this, dude. Like, when you fish a lake and you find like some hot spots, it really tends to beat up. You can't keep the cat in the box too long, dude. It's just the way it works. So you gotta accept it. And I put the videos up, so it's something that, you know, bring upon myself, dude, when it comes down to it. But you know what? It's a good opportunity for a video. So here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk about, we already did combating googanism using different forms of tight shorts, colors, hat. Watch that old video, you'll like it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about fishing through googanism. So when you got all these guys around you, you need to use some different strategies in lure selection, lure presentation, how you're fishing. You have to have a different mental mindset, dude, because it can be intimidating. You might see somebody like 20 yards, 30 yards away that catches a fish and you haven't caught any fish, or you only caught one fish and they catch a giant, or you got a ding. Dude, it's stressful, man. It eats at your confidence. It eats at, you know, your reason to be out there, which is to catch fish and do better than anybody else, to really master the lake. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through some tactics, some techniques, and some approaches, just some things that you can put in your head, and it works for any fishing spot, dude. Whenever you find a good fishing spot, like, at some point somebody's going to find out about it. And when one person finds out about it, 37.7 people find out about it. That's just the way it works. So there's ways and strategies that you can work through that to still catch fish. Might not be like 50-pound bag that you're dreaming of, but at the same time, you can still catch fish. Sometimes googans provide opportunities too, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to run through some of those strategies. We're going to try to catch some fish, try to implement some of those strategies. We have Bog. Hello, Bog. He looks so sad, but he's out on a boat. You have to find happiness when you're out on a boat. Make sure to grab mikeybalzz merch at Bass Attitude. All the lures, all the baits, all the techniques, you can find at Tackle Warehouse down in the description box. Grab them, support the channel, and let's get to fishing. Guys, we got a giant on 10XD, absolute giant. Around all these googans, there's like freaking 6 boats on the stuff. It's kind of hilarious. It's probably about 6-7 pounds. She's giant, dude. Oh, dude, she's a freaking stud. First fish on the 10XD for the year. Freaking slammed it. Oh God, look at her. Look at her, she's only got 1 hook though. Come here, come here. All right. Dude, freaking 6-pounder, 7-pounder on the next D, barely hooked. Look at that, dude. Oh, and it's funny because all these people are just sitting on the juice, doing whatever.
It's what you got to deal with, dude. It's what you got to deal with. Let's get her released. Peace out, big girl. Oh, what a stud. Guys, that was the first fish on the 10XD. Classic color. It's that green gizzard shad. I think because they're eating crappie, and the bluegill look like that as well. But look at this. We got a spread of all these boats. It's unbelievable.
Googans or not, we got the first fish of the year on a 10XD. And it's a great thing to talk about too. And it's not specifically the 10XD, don't hold me to that, but it's power fishing. So one thing that happens, a lot of these guys, they'll get in these clumps, you know, they'll googan up, they'll googan community, they'll clump up, and they'll fish slow. They'll drag worms, Carolina rigs, maybe a magnet rig. I don't know if they're doing that yet, but they'll drag Texas rig worms, you know, like classic dragging, because it's a good way and it's a consistent way to catch fish, you know, like it makes sense. But one thing you can do is tone it up a notch. These fish start getting spread out, and it's one thing these guys don't actually know is as they drag these baits and as they don't get bites, these fish push apart. They kind of lose that pod form that they were in. So one thing you can do is get out power fishing baits, reaction strike baits, crankbaits, spinner baits, spoons, moving baits that have a lot of erratic action to them, that grind on the bottom or do some crazy fluttering. These baits, they move a lot, you can cover a lot of water, but the biggest key here is they create a reaction strike. So you can go to these spots and you're not going to catch as many fish. You know, don't get me wrong. You're not going to catch as many fish as you usually do when it's an unpressured area, but you can use these baits to create reactions, because the fish that aren't biting these dragging baits, that they're just looking at it and watching it kind of go by and they're like, whatever, they're going to bite these reactions, or they're going to react to that bait moving so fast, and it's going to be a split-second decision. So you can use those baits to kind of pick off fish that like trigger, basically. You trigger them to bite instead of talking them into bite with slow air dragger. Wow, dragger. I like that. Dragger presentations. So we're going to use that from now on. Dragger presentations. Use a power fishing technique instead of a dragger presentation.
Fish on, guys. That's a good one. That's a giant. That's a giant. So here's what we did, and it's kind of interesting because we're long lining, and it's another one of those weird techniques that you can kind of get outside the box and really trigger fish with. It's kind of like power fishing, but you're actually, oh my gosh, you're actually putting a smaller bait down on the bottom, so you're also downsizing. So it kind of kills two birds with one stone. It's kind of an interesting deal, man. We tried a few other techniques, which we'll talk about in the recap, kind of things that you can do to kind of get outside the box, but I really want to see what this fish looks like. Hopefully she stays on. Oh, please stay on. She's just dogging me. We only got 10-pound fluorocarbon on here, and we pulled out. We're also throwing a somewhat finesse. Oh God, I think she lost a hook. We're throwing a finesse crankbait. It's a Rapala DT16. So we're just really trying to be different. Oh, please stay on. I feel like she lost a hook. What do you think, Bog? Are you delicious? All right, here she comes. Oh, it's a saw. Oh gosh, one hook. Don't do it. All right. Yes. Oh guys, chill up, Bog. That's the Rapala DT16. Oh, we got her right in the corner. That's perfect. Perfecto. She wasn't gonna come off. Ow. Uh-oh. Gee, we were almost hooking ourselves. Now we just need to know how to grow a beard. It's like a 6-pounder.
You want to talk about the grind is real when googans are around? The grind is freaking real, dude. But we just caught this one. Oh man. That's like a solid 6-pounder, dude. We're going to talk about a few more techniques, but here's what we did, man. It's been a struggle. I lost another giant on a 10XD. That same idea, just power fishing. So I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? What if we kind of put a smaller bait down there and power fished? And one technique that you can use to do that is long lining. So what we did is we took this Rapala DT16. This is what I've talked about in some of those other videos when I broke down crankbaits. This is my finesse ultra deep diver. Like, this is a Magnum crankbait, yes, but because of the body shape, those rounded edges, that sort of teardrop look, it really puts off a very subtle vibration. This water's clear enough where you don't need, I mean, you want it sometimes, but this subtle vibration that this puts off draws big ones, but at the same time provides just a more gentle kind of nuanced presentation down there. But what we have to do is we're fishing in 20 to 26 feet of water. This only dives like 16 feet, like optimally. So what we did is we long lined it on 10-pound fluorocarbon to get it down that deep. Basically, long lining means you cast the bait out, you troll like 150 feet, 200 feet, that's usually the length that I use, away, and then you crank it down. And in doing so, you're able to get this bait that's supposed to only dive 16 feet down to 20, 25, even 27 feet of water. So that was the approach. It's another technique, or another just thinking outside the box, trying weird bleep. You know, try weird stuff. When you're getting googan, when you're getting super duper amounts of pressure, try some weird stuff. Let's get her released.
Oh, let's get her released. Oh, guys.
That's freaking awesome. Well, guys, any day on the water is a successful day, and googans or not, pressure or not, we caught some fish, and we caught some big ones, which is always awesome, and lost a freaking giant. But we had a lot of fun. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you like these tips, if you like this kind of insight into what I think about fishing, make sure you like and subscribe, dude. Support the channel. I love making these videos. I hope they help you guys, but I'm going to make them anyways. But it's another day on the water, another beautiful day on the water. It's great to be in Florida. I'm getting a little itchy to go back to Alabama, but at the same time, I'm enjoying my time down here. Make sure you check out the mikeybalzz merch, bassattitudefishing.com, and get on the water. Do opposite day, you know, downsize. Try some power fishing techniques when you get googaned. And actually, you know what? Tell me about your googan stories. Drop some in the comment box. I want to hear how you've been googaned before, because it's happened to all of us, dude. It's one of those things when you're fishing you cannot get away from. But that's about it for today. Tight lines. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you shortly catching more giants. By the way, one more thing. Lojo, if you're watching, can you please teach me how to grow a beard? I suck.